I thought I would do a video of how I take self-portraits at home and figured I would do a full tutorial on all the equipment I use and how I go about doing that. So today I'm going to use my Sony a5100, which is my camera that I always use for all of my vlogs, my videos, plus my phone for the app that I use as the remote. So I figured I would just go around my house and find different spots that I think would make for good photos. And then at the end of this video, I'll show you the final edited versions of all the photos that I took and how you can do it. Let's get to it. So here's my equipment. I use some memory cards, of course a camera, a little mini tripod, and a bigger tripod, and then my phone as a remote. Okay, first location. I thought it would be cool because of the light and the browns and everything happening. But we'll see because the light might be kind of weird. I don't know. I have a vision. We'll see if it works. So what I do first is go to my menu to connect. This is hard to do with one hand. Application list. And then smart remote. Wi-Fi standby. Then to go to my phone, Wi-Fi, and then that's the Wi-Fi to use. Wow, the brightness is insane. Okay, it's gonna connect. Here we go, now it's connected. So I see what the camera viewfinder is showing me on my phone. Perfect. So let's set this up. That was a lot more challenging than I thought it would be. A lot of the places that I tried just weren't giving me the kind of effect that I had in mind, and I think that's something to keep in mind, is that a lot of times you'll see something and you'll see it frame out perfectly and you have that vision of what the shot is going to look like in your head, and then you take it and you're like, that's not at all what I thought it would look like. And that's super disheartening, because it's kind of frustrating when you think something's going to look great and it doesn't. But that's why you just kind of have to be flexible and move around and look for somewhere else. I mean, you'll get better at it. I know I definitely will, because right now I'm struggling to find cool parts of my house to take photos in. I think I prefer kind of going outside and going to different locations, just because what I realized with at home is there's not a lot of various backgrounds, and so that's a little bit less for you to work with. I think it's really fun if you find cool architecture someplace to kind of work off of that. But I did get a few photos, so I think we will hop on the computer now and then just edit those. I use Lightroom, so that way you can kind of follow along and see my workflow and see what I do. So once I'm in Lightroom, I usually go in order the shadows and the highlights. In the very beginning, if I need to bring up any dark shadows, I do that, and just kind of make sure that I start off with something that I can work with that's decently exposed before I start changing around the color. Obviously the most fun part, but I just want to make sure that I have everything to where I want it before I start messing around with the color and those different effects. And you can kind of see that I just play around dragging each color up and down really drastically to kind of see what changes are made, and really I just kind of go with whatever I think looks cool, and then that kind of influences the style that I'm going for, and then kind of just gives me inspiration for the kind of final look that I want to do. I usually sharpen the photo a little bit because I like a crisp photo, and then drag up luminance I like to soften the photo a little bit through luminance and add a little bit of vignette all of the time, and then just kind of mess around with the different primaries and see how that affects my photo. I kind of just make a huge effect on those to see what exactly it'll do to my photo, and then just kind of make decisions based off of what I think looks best.